What's up everyone? Andrew Lawyer with Dirt Rider, and today we're at Glen Helen Raceway testing a 2024 Suzuki RM-Z250 project bike. Jay, you're the man behind the build. Why don't you take us through it?
Well, as you know, these bikes haven't changed a lot, but they're still really good bikes in a lot of ways. We've got quite a bit of time on these bikes over the last few years, and we had one last year, all year, and it's really durable. It had my helper guy, Cody. He raced the thing a bunch, and we actually have his number on here this year. And raced it a bunch, and the things are kind of bulletproof as far as that part goes. And there's a lot of pros to these bikes because they are durable, and they're a little bit slower in this class, but you can ride the things wide open, and you're going to be safe. So that part's really good. And Jamie at Twisted, he builds race bikes for some of the race teams on these bikes and makes them pretty dang good because these things do have really good torque stock. We wanted to keep the mods fairly simple, low cost. We just have an ECU from Jamie at Twisted. That's really the main mod we have. And then with the FMF pipe, and with our header, we used the header from last year. Luke Santos with MX Refurb, he buffed it off for us and it looks all nice. Got a new FMF muffler on there. And then the big problem with these things stock, as you know, is the suspension. It's kind of gnarly for stock suspension. Surprised they haven't softened this thing up. It's almost unrideable, right? I mean, I don't know what your test riders have all said, but I kind of get that impression that it's pretty tough. So Race Tech, we had a good setting last year and we went back and got the same kind of thing going. Okay, so for this build, I want to keep it, like, again, pretty bulletproof. We sent the radiators off to ICW to get them strengthened up so it's going to be strong, good for the whole race season for us. Pro X chain and sprockets. We run the stock gearing. We have the stock, Dunlop tires on there. From this thing being brand new, it's pretty nice. So that with a lot of our extra bits, our ODI bars that we like, our lock-on. These are MIG V2 grips, which are really cool. Okay, so on this bike, we got a really cool looking look from Decal Works on the graphics, and as you know, these Suzuki still look really cool no matter what. They look really cool, and Moto Seat made us a custom seat cover to match. We have our Works connection bits on here, some bling pieces, but also the clutch cable Elite perch setup is really cool on these bikes, and we also have their hole shot device on here. And just an amazing looking bike, and got our Scar foot pegs that we recycled from last year as well. Got those vapor blasted from Sano Metal Finishing, and we got those back on here. So we've recycled a few parts, and I think you're really going to like this thing on the track.
Yeah, as you mentioned, it looks great, and again, you mentioned earlier about the suspension. These are great components. Yeah, just a little softer. I'm really looking forward to that. FMF pipe, Twisted Development tuned ECU. Should be a fun time. So we'll go spin some laps and get back to you guys here in a little bit. Stay tuned. All right, so we just finished up a day on Jay's 2024 Suzuki RM-Z250, and man, what a fun day it was. Starting with the engine, twisted development with this ECU, Jamie really got this thing dialed in. The main thing I noticed was snappier throttle response, a little quicker than stock. This bike does kind of have a heavier feeling engine character, but with Jamie's twisted development tuned ECU, it gave it a bit more of a lively feel. So that was appreciated. Very linear and great bottom end power as the stock RM-Z250 has. And along with the ECU, Jay also installed a full FMF exhaust system here. And not only does this thing sound great and look great, but it just really allows the engine to breathe. And with this titanium silencer, I wouldn't be surprised if it saved a pound or two over stock. So that's, again, all awesome stuff. Moving on to the suspension, these are great components to begin with. KYB 48mm coil spring fork and KYB shock here with a triple adjuster body up top. The problem is in stock trim, especially for a lighter rider like myself, it's just way too stiff. The fork spring rate stock is 5 Newton meters, which is what most 450s have in stock trim. So Jay had Racetech go through it, kind of soften it up, and definitely noticed that familiar KYB plush feel that we're used to on, say, like a Yamaha YZ250F or YZ450F, which they always nail on the stock settings, and Jay, again, with Racetech, knocked it out there. So that plusher feel, but still a good bottoming resistance. There was a time or two where I went a little long on some jumps, and it just soaked it up no problem, but maintained that plush feel, and was still very progressive. So props to Racetech on a great job there. And as far as the ergonomics, I mean, Jay, he usually does a gripper seat, which was awesome by Moto Seat here. The Works Connection clutch perch just has a nice feel for your clutch finger, so that's appreciated. Plus has a quick adjuster that's, again, easier to tune than stock. You can just twist it real easily. So that was appreciated as well. And then these titanium foot pegs Jay installed, man, you can perform a play on those things. They're nice, large, grippy, and really nice platform to put your feet on when you're out there motoing. As far as tires, Jay left the stock Dunlop Geomax MX33s on there, which, a quick fun fact, the RM-Z250 back in 2019 was the first production bike to come with those tires. So very cool to see that, 5 years later now, same bike and same great tires. So those were awesome. And of course, what's a great project bike without an awesome appearance? And again, Jay knocked it out of the park there. Decal works, crushed it. A lot of yellow here in true Suzuki fashion, so very cool there as well. So that wraps up for testing Jay Clark's 2024 Suzuki RM-Z250, and man, what a fun build it was. Thanks so much to him for having us out to test it. I had a really great time. Thanks to Glen Helen Raceway for having us. The track was amazing, great conditions, great weather, and again, that'll wrap it up. So thank you all for tuning in. If you enjoyed watching this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.